Welcome to the Multifamily Collective, the weekend edition. It's Saturday. I'm waiting on my daughter, Kate. We're going on a 8-mile run this morning, and while I wait for her to arrive here at the park, I was reading this new book, Wisdom Takes Work by Ryan Holiday. It's the fourth in a series that he wrote. And I just wanted to make a remark on something that I think is interesting in any business that you work in, any relationship that you are involved in. And it is on the topic of listening. And I'm sure many of us have worked for or with people who speak more than they listen. And it's evidenced by the fact that you might interject here and there with a piece of wisdom or piece of knowledge or piece of fact or piece of information. And the person that you're communicating with doesn't hear you because they don't take that into consideration when making decisions, or they ignore it altogether, or they're so distracted by their own rhetoric or the thought that they have in their head that they want to say next that they don't hear what you have to say. And you see it because it doesn't play into any calculus or any workflow that should present this piece of information. So it all came to mind because I was reading about it in this book, and it says, I want to read something out of the book that I thought was pretty poignant. What's the point of going to school or finding a mentor if you're not going to listen? When you're talking, what you're doing is not hearing. When we open our mouths, we shut our ears. Really, what we're doing is closing the doors. We could have learned something. We could have gotten someone else's perspective. We could have heard their experience. We could have gotten their advice. When we're not talking, we can get ourselves into trouble. When we're listening, we cede that foolhardy opportunity to someone else. I've experienced this many times in my life. I've probably been guilty of it myself, where I pontificate on something. I think that my knowledge or my wisdom or the thing that I have to say is much more important than sitting and listening, actively listening, physically hearing, but listening so that I get information. But when you work for someone like this, when your direct reporting relationship is with someone who just monologues nonstop, they may ask for your opinion, but it's only token in nature because they don't ever do anything with your information, or they discard it, or they dismiss it out of hand, or they rebuke it with all of their knowledge and wisdom that they have. It's especially frustrating when you work with someone who is younger than you, that doesn't have the reps that you do, that doesn't appreciate that getting to wisdom or getting to knowledge is a series of steps. It's a series of putting yourself in circumstances, in situations to get the experience that you can use to direct and guide and mentor. That's frustrating. It's very frustrating. That's not to say that somebody that is older has more wisdom or more knowledge than somebody who is younger, that has been through the reps, who's been through the storm, who's been in the arena, who has done the work. It just simply means that there are occasions where that is not the case, and your information, your guidance, your wisdom that you share with somebody in that circumstance, where you do have an outsized set of reps and an outsized set of wins, is just discarded. That's a frustrating circumstance to be in. And my encouragement to you, if you are in a situation like that, you look hard at what you are getting out of it. You might be getting out of it a way that you don't want to act in the future, a way that you don't want to behave in the future, a way that you don't want to manage and lead in the future. Certainly not a way that you want to mentor other folks in the future. There's an old axiom: God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You should listen twice as much as you speak. And I believe that to be true. I'll leave it there. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.